So what does this look like for the hurricane season this year? WeatherBELL Chief Meteorologist Joe Bastardi, and I want to tip my hat to Joe, not that I wear hats, but for one thing, they wouldn't fit my head. But here's where Joe stood out, and I'm talking months ago. He was talking about what could be in a very aggressive, busy, serious hurricane season. I don't know what he was looking at then, but we're all looking at it now. Spell it out for me, Joseph. What are we seeing here?
Well, we had a high impact season forecast, even though the total amount of activity as far as what we call the ACE index, you know, they name a lot of storms now they would have never named before. So we don't look at the number of names. We look at how strong the storms are. We felt that the storms would be intensifying most near the United States and near land masses this year. And certainly you saw Gert last week turn out to sea, but as it came in closer to the United States, it intensified. This did. We had Cindy develop in our backyard in June, Emily. So this is right in line with the pattern. In fact, on May 12th, when we put out our forecast, we said the major hit, the so-called major hit drought will end. I say that because in our power and impact scale, which we use for our clients to let them know how bad these storms will be in their totality, Gustav and Ike and Sandy were major storms, and we use the barometric pressure of the storm because what happens is this, Neil, the Saffir-Simpson scale measures, or is a measure of what the strongest wind is doing. If there's a 10-mile wide area of strong winds, you may have a Category 3 or 4 storm. What happens when you have a storm? Maybe the wind's not quite as strong at the center, but it's spread out over a larger area, doing more damage. And looking at the barometric pressure of the storm, this is already a moderate 3 on our power and impact scale. So we warn our clients accordingly. We've been telling them since Monday and Tuesday this was going to be nasty in Texas. Now, one thing we've had, I notice the National Hurricane Center has it now, is the loop. And their track is now very close to ours. And, you know, I've been sending down email updates to Neil to show him what we've been doing. And what we are very concerned about here is that this goes inland. It's near Victoria, Texas tomorrow evening, turns back to the south and then to the southeast, comes right back out over the Gulf Monday. So it executes a tight loop in there and then comes back out, re-intensifies, and then hits up near Galveston, between Galveston and Beaumont, Port Arthur, on Tuesday night or Wednesday. Now, why is that very important up the coast? Well, you know, there's a hurricane coming, if I'm right about that, but we don't see storms do that, hit Galveston, that area from the southwest like this. And it causes a major problem in that the storm surge, instead of coming from the southeast and going through, and you know Galveston, Neil, is protected by the seawall, what you would actually have is a storm surge coming from the south and southwest. Also, you'd have water piling into Galveston Bay, plus you'd have all this excessive, heavy, catastrophic rain that's going to be occurring anyway. That elevates the level of the bay. Well, what happens when the hurricane moves by? Remember what happened in New Orleans. It was after Katrina went by that the wind went to the northwest and blew Pontchartrain into the city.